Tell us what's going on exactly and why this is getting so difficult for the Americans to leave and hand over responsibility for Afghanistan.
Well, over the past week, as you noted, there last Tuesday, there was the incident where U.S. soldiers at Bagram apparently inadvertently tried to burn a truckload of Qurans, which sparked deadly protests across the country. And over the past week, it's worsened. The attacks have targeted the United Nations. They've targeted police compounds. And worst of all, they've targeted American soldiers that have been working closely with the Afghan forces. Over the weekend, probably the most serious incident occurred at the Interior Ministry in the heart of Kabul in a highly secure building where two high-level American officers were effectively executed, apparently by an Afghan police officer, even a low-level man who apparently had access to the secure building. That prompted General Allen, the head of coalition forces here, to withdraw all military advisors, hundreds of people, and that was followed by similar steps by the United States, France, Germany, Canada, Britain, and now the United Nations today has withdrawn some of its staff from northern Afghanistan. So there's a real sense of concern here about the reliability of working with the Afghan government in light of everything that's happened.
And we're looking at a reduction of the timeline for the troop withdrawal here on the screen. And Diane, what does this mean then for our efforts to leave Afghanistan, to leave it as secure as we possibly can? Where does this put the U.S. interests in Afghanistan right now?
Well, it's a conundrum at this point, and I'm not sure that anybody really has any answers. There was a lot of debate about this on the Sunday talk shows back in the United States. The goal of the coalition here is to pretty rapidly end combat missions here and move to sort of a train and assist mission where you've got special forces operating here and the U.S. Ending combat operations perhaps as early as next year. Now, if the people that you're working with and you're training with, you have to wonder if they're going to be shooting you. It raises a lot of questions about trusting the people that we're working with. You've got an army and a police here that's supposed to go up to 350,000 people, and the effort to get that many people has brought in a lot of people. It's been a very fast recruiting process that hasn't worked very well in terms of trying to weed out people that are going to try and do these kinds of things. So right now, I think there's just a lot of questions about whether the drawdown should proceed more quickly or if it needs to proceed more slowly. And I think that's a debate that's going to unfold over the next coming days, weeks, and months.
Yeah, Diane, as you referred to, I think back in the United States, you're probably going to have both policy officials, elected officials, and also the citizenry probably going in two directions, right? People see this kind of activity, those assassinations that you just described, and some will say, you know, we've got to slow down and we've got to keep a presence there stronger and for longer, and others will say, gee, you know, our allies are not really with us, or at least some of them are not, and why should we risk the lives of our soldiers in that kind of environment, right? So is it possible that the situation, at least on the home front here, becomes even more bifurcated?
I think that's definitely the case. President Obama is looking to announce further troop reductions in Chicago in May, and at the same time, you've got the Afghan officials who are supposed to be coming to Washington this week to argue for keeping the troop levels, the Afghan troop levels, at a high level to try and deal with the insurgency here. And I think you're going to have a lot of debate over the next few weeks and months over this about exactly what the pace should be. And I have to say that that's above my pay grade to really figure that one out.